How long they been stationed there?
It says here only 8 weeks.
Well, that's not long enough for guys to go bunkers.
Bullshit, Barnum. 5 minutes is enough to put a man over down here.
Damn straight.
I mean, look at Palm. He been the way he is since the first day.
Chris Scouser here with
Matt Howell, and this week on the first run, well, we were supposed to see the latest from Park Chan Wook, No Other Choice, but I ran a petition to my local theater for them not to carry it, and they actually listened to me, and that is the power of the first run.
what? But you've just locked yourself into like a double feature next week now instead.
You know what? Don't tell me what to do, Chris.
All right, well, I got to read my statement then. We received a statement, I should say, from the higher-ups at the First Run HQ. It's a little biting, Matt. I hope take it in which spirit, which intent. Just a loving, constructive criticism. Matt's disdain for our listeners is once again exposed by his defiant refusal to take the train down to New York City to watch No Other Choice. It is not the fault of this show that Matt lives in the People's Republic of Connecticut and their absolute failure to be a thriving metropolis worthy of artistic works in a more timely manner. It takes a big man, though, to forgive this level of inaction and lack of commitment. And Matt, I'll have to say, thankfully, I am that man. So, as such, Matt, let's get on with the show.
Yeah, you know what? I appreciate your candor and your forgiveness as always.
I like how I screwed myself up because I said it was from the higher-ups the first run. I'm forgetting that I'd set up the joke at the end where I'm making myself be a nice person.
But you know what? Let's be real. If our higher ups were you would talk about yourself like you were, some unknown Grand Wizard of Oz, right? Pay no attention to the man behind
I
the
appreciate
curtain.
you adding the Oz at the end of that instead of just sticking with Grand Wizard. But yes.
Anyway, so instead we watched a film called The Mastermind, a film that I did not even know it existed until Chris suggested that we watch it, and I did. And then at the end of the show, we're going to give you our, 1 through 5 of our most anticipated films of 2026. I think you're going to see a little bit of a flip there. I think there's going to be a lot of artistic stuff from Chris's list, and you're going to see a lot of people's choice box office smashes from mine. So get excited, y'all. So let's listen to a little bit of The Mastermind, shall we,
Sounds
Chris?
Paintings are all in one small gallery on the second floor. The paintings come off the wall, go into the cases, and down to the waiting car. The whole thing, from the time you enter until the time the car leaves the museum, is roughly 8 minutes. Then you go to Denholm's. You'll have your car on the north side of the top level. Ditch the hot car and meet me back at the Echo.
I don't know, JB. I can't carry 4 paintings alone.
Well, you won't be alone. Ronnie Gibson will be with you.
Wait, little Ronnie Gibson?
He's not a kid anymore, and he's through selling weed. He's doing other things now. Trust me. Giving it a lot of thought.
Yes, he has, Matt.
Maybe not as much thought as he should have. Hey, Chris. So why don't you give us a breakdown of what The Mastermind is all about?
So we have James Blaine Mooney, known as JB by his family and friends. It's 1970, Framingham, Massachusetts. He's an unemployed carpenter, also an art school dropout. And he's just struggling to get by, a bit of a loser. He's got 2 kids, a wife played by Alana Haim. And he comes up with this great idea. He's going to steal some paintings from his local art museum and then fence them for the money. Except, of course, everything goes horribly, horribly wrong. How's that?
That's wonderful. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's safe to say, Chris, Danny Ocean, this guy ain't.
No, it's not.
No. So, Chris, let me ask you this. How was a heist movie where everything goes wrong and they spend a lot of time just looking at the mundane, horrible decisions this guy's made. Is it still as fun watching a heist movie like that?
I think so. It's now, appreciate Matt mentioning Ocean's 11. This is not that kind of movie, even though we have a cool jazz score that runs throughout the film, right?
Mm-hmm. Which I think is hilarious.
Well, again, everything in this film is an indictment on this guy, which I just loved. And I recommended this to Matt because I watched it, and I really enjoyed it. And I felt like, oh, I bet you Matt's going to like this. But then I got super nervous over the last couple days. I actually rewatched it this week. And I know he was excited to watch it because it allows him to stay home and not have to go out.
Mm-hmm, right.
So was I right, Matt, to recommend this to you? Or kind of have my pretentiousness overwhelmed my rationality yet again?
Yeah, I enjoyed this, and I got immediately what this film is doing. I mean, like Chris said, it is a hilarious punctuation of JB's ineptitude that this jazz score starts up while he's trying to give up the most off the cuff, seat of his pants, never gonna work plans, and it's just hilarious how this is like, echoing all of the heist movies that you've seen and things like that, and the heist is pretty straightforward, right? It's very simple. It's doomed to failure. As soon as you lay out the plan, you know that none of this is going to work out very well. And really the rest of it is just a comedy of errors as just things go more and more wrong. And this guy who you want to sympathize with, but it's really hard to do because he is just so clueless about how he's just digging himself deeper, bringing in his friends and loved ones, and just the disappointment and ineptitude of this guy. It's a hard watch sometimes. I mean, that sequence where they spend like 5, maybe 10 minutes of him just fumbling around in the dark in the barn as he tries to hide the paintings is just like, God, when is this going to end? This is like interminable. And obviously that's the point to kind of really punctuate what they are, but it has some tough cringe moment watches in this.
Yeah, I agree. And Matt and Talia are right. They are purposeful. This is not, this is, as we like to say, this is deliberately paced. Right, because we're really examining basically a man who is just a bit too overconfident in himself, right? Mixed with a dash of haplessness and just a dusting of being just classically pathetic. And I really like what Reichardt is saying with this film for me, Matt. Right? It's just really showing up on people who are kind of so full of themselves, who are absolutely just bumbling through their lives with no idea, can't get out of their own way, but the confidence, right? And I just found this film to be really, really funny, and I had a lot of fun with it. I think Reichardt does a fantastic job with this Framingham, Massachusetts setting, also the 70s, particularly 1970. And she chose 70 on purpose. I read about this. So originally it was 72, but she switched it to 70 because she really wanted to emphasize the country's kind of cultural transition at that time. The 60s were over. It was that time of wanderlust and finding yourself was coming to a screeching halt. We were in the middle of the Vietnam War, right? America was kind of coming to a reckoning with itself. And I just love the hapless, middle-aged white guy whose ambitions far outseed his abilities being basically put in his place. And in the end, just by sheer luck, getting the comeuppance he so deserves, right? And it's great, but I also, too, the filming of it, it not only feels like a movie set in the 70s, she somehow, for me, and I'm curious if you felt this as well, even recaptured the energy, the vibe, if you will, of the 70s auteur era of filmmaking. It not just felt like a movie in the 70s, but it had that artistic, I'm the director, I'm going to do what I want, studios be damned. In fact, this was back when studios were throwing money at directors to do their Oscar star making projects that ended up almost bankrupting a couple of the companies. But it not just felt that way, but again, it seemed to have that 70s era magic to it as well. Or am I just imagining that?
No, I agree. I think that's an astute observation. It definitely has the look and the feel and the grain of a 70s film, but I guess it has the sensibility of like a Dog Day Afternoon, that kind of grit, that kind of hapless, every man who gets in way above his head and things like that. And yeah, I think that's a good observation, Chris. I agree with
Thanks, pal. And also, too, this seems to be the year, even though it came out last year, but the year of Josh O'Connor. I think he is great in this as well. He plays JB, Matt. He's so desperate. And with such a sense of self-importance and entitlement, a feeling I think he clearly doesn't really deserve, which I think also, hence we have our sarcastic, even mocking title. That's what I love about the film, too, is that this film is mocking him throughout this everything that happens is just a straightforward, you idiot kind of judgment. And I think that's one of the reasons I enjoyed it so much.
Yeah. I mean, if you just kind of glanced at the, movie poster and you see him in the kind of smart suit and it says The Mastermind, you think you're going to get some kind of, Ocean's 11 type heist film, and that is not what you're walking into if you walk into a blind, like I did, who knew next to nothing about it.
Yeah, and it's not so much that you're rooting for him. For me, I was just... Because from the outset, like Matt says, he's doomed. It's just going to be a matter of time. It's going to be how and when. And I found myself just kind of rooting to see when finally it would catch up with him. And the way it does, I just thought was so perfect. Because again, it's one more thing that it was just out of his control. Because he didn't have the forethought to think this guy never thinks 2 steps ahead, right? He's always only in the present moment, maybe a quarter step ahead, falling back 2 steps after that. And the one thing I did appreciate, though, man, it sure was easier to steal things in the 70s.
Yeah, I mean, this is before the surveillance state came into place and before we had a tracking device in our pocket and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I was watching them do this. I'm like, man, this would never work, even in like the 90s,
Good stuff, Matt. Anything else you want to add about the Mastermind? I think I tapped myself out there.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it. I recommend you see it if you get the chance to watch it. And it's a good little throwback film.
Good times. Matt, I'm giving the Mastermind, you know me, baby's getting an A.
Really?
Yeah, I really like this.
Yeah. I liked it. I wouldn't say I really liked it, so I give it a B+.
Noted. If you had a chance to see the Mastermind, would love to hear from you. Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. I love Kelly Reichardt's films. We really gushed over First Cow when that came out too back in 2019. We liked that a lot. I have not caught up with Showing Up yet, which is a film, I guess, about a struggling artist. I have no idea why I haven't watched that yet, but I believe it is on HBO Max, part of the A24 deal, I believe. But Mastermind you can watch right now. It's streaming on Mubi if you have a subscription, and you can also rent and or purchase it from your favorite digital retailer. Okay. Before we jump into the most anticipated films, our 5 through 1, did you see the trailer for The Mummy dropped? Lee Cronin's The Mummy?
No, I didn't.
So last week I talked about how I read online is that Universal decided to back out of the Mummy remake because they wanted to make a Brendan Fraser, Rachel Weisz legacy sequel instead. And then boom, like on Monday, the trailer drops for Lee Cronin's The Mummy. It's no longer, I thought it had been renamed The Resurrected, and they had to pull all the Mummy connections out of it. But I guess not, because the Mummy trailer dropped. And it looks pretty interesting to me. You should check it out, Matt. I found it, I tend to avoid trailers, but I was like confused because I just read and talked last week about how it was different now. But I guess not. So I don't know if it was just a dumb internet rumor that I fell for. I don't know. Either way, check it out. I like Lee Cronin. He did the, in case for the unaware, he did the Evil Dead Rise. Which I enjoyed. That cheese grater scene still sticks in my head.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I got to revisit that one. I like my Evil Dead movies. Matt's not as big an Evil Dead fan as I am, though.
I've enjoyed the newer ones. Fede Alvarez's remake and the Evil Dead Rise, and I enjoy Sam Raimi's films. I think they're a lot of fun. I just don't hold them in quite the unimpeachable territory that their true super fans do.
People like me, I guess. Yeah. Oh, he's got a new movie coming out too. We're doing it in a couple of weeks, right?
I know, right? Yeah, with Rachel McAdams, the
Send help.
wife of a guy I went to school with. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I went to college with Jamie Linden, who he wrote. Who did he write? He wrote We Are Marshall. That was like his breakthrough. That's what he kind of got bought right after he got graduated from college. We kind of ran in the same circles, right? His friends were my friends, and we were at the same party, although we were never like really super good friends.
Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
I don't really have anybody like that.
Yeah.
My grandfather grew up with Ernest Borgnine, but they're both dead.
Yeah. Well, Jamie, my friend Elliot, my old roommate, he got married and, out in LA, and Jamie attended the wedding, and I looked at some of the pictures, and Jamie was dating Zooey Deschanel at the time, and he moved on to Rachel McAdams, so good for him.
Jeez, wow. Jeez, wow, I should have been a writer.
Yeah, exactly. He directed some movies too.
Oh, did he really? Wow,
Yeah.
look at me. Look at him.
Yeah.
Look at me. Look at him.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, let's go ahead and close things out, Matt, and wrap up our most anticipated films of 2026. This is going to be 5 through 1. And what did I put here? I don't even remember. I don't think it's actually one of the movies. It's a callback to something else that is coming. I don't know. Let's find out together.
Death, eternal punishment for anyone who opens this casket in the name of Amun-Ra, the king of the gods. Good heavens, what a terrible curse.
Well, let's see what's inside.
Wait! You have read the curse. We recognize your mastery of the occult sciences, Miller, but I can't permit your beliefs to interfere with my work.
Then why did you send for me this afternoon?
As a friend and an expert, because I saw this find was unique and I wanted your opinion on it.
It is providential that you did.
Oh, come, Dr. Miller. Surely a few thousand years in the earth would take the mumbo-jumbo off any old curse.
Ach, I cannot speak before a boy. Come out under the stars of Egypt. Do not touch that casket.
Oh, God, I'm so bad at this. Okay, so that was a clip from the original Mummy, which is probably my favorite of all the original Universal monster movies. That was supposed to be the introduction for me to talk about my error with the Mummy. So a little inside baseball. I don't actually typically name the clips. So the first clip, which is the movie, that I title. So it just says Mastermind on my soundboard. But the final one of these here is always just final segment. So whatever that clip is, it's final segment. So I know what it is.
Sure.
So I'm just bad at this, generally.
And you are pretty new at it. Give it another 10 years and maybe you'll figure it out.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I will. Okay. All right. I think you went first last time. I'll go first this time, Matt.
Okay.
My number 5 is this the aforementioned? I'm not sure. It's, I guess, kind of in a way. It's Evil Dead Burn. Again, I am a big Evil Dead fan. Sebastian Vanacek, perhaps, is directing this one. I don't really know anything about it, which is kind of how I like to run. And he had previously directed the film Infested, which looks like it involves spiders, which it is on Shudder. So maybe I'll have to check that out. Because one of the things that still freaks me out in horror movie monsters is spiders. I really struggle with spiders. So, so he's doing a new Evil Dead film. And I don't know what the setting of it is. I don't know what's going to happen. But if we're going to get like a new up-and-coming director coming off something really upsetting and terrifying, takes a turn at an Evil Dead film every 2 years, sign me up. So that's my 5.
Yeah, it's an honorable mention for me. But yeah, I am looking forward to that. I didn't put it on my list because I'm not an Evil Dead super fan, and I had next to no information about it, so couldn't get too excited. All right, so then my number 5 then, I'm sorry guys, I had to do it. I as much as the MCU has let me down this year, and for the past many, many years. I am curious to see Avengers Doomsday, if for no other reason than we finally get to see the X-Men join the MCU. Chris and I were talking about this before the show. I mean, obviously the new trailers, teaser trailers have dropped. The X-Men one has the Fox cast in it. It has Patrick Stewart. It has James Marsden. I think that's a mistake. I kind of wanted to see new actors in those roles, kind of a fresh start. But I'm still curious enough to where I do want to see it. I am looking forward to it, and I'm hoping, against all hope, even though I'm not particularly confident, that it's going to right the ship.
Yeah. We'll see what happens, Matt. You know, it's crazy to me, and I haven't heard it from you yet, so I assume it's coming up. I don't want to spoil it. There's another big film. They're coming out on the same day.
Really?
December 18th.
Interesting.
We'll talk about it maybe when we get to it. It's close. Someone's going to have to move, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other film has already wrapped up the IMAX screenings, I believe.
Okay.
So, whatever. My number 4 then is going to be the latest one from Michael Sarnowski, who directed my beloved Pig. And this is The Death of Robin Hood. Not a set date, coming out in 2026. Hugh Jackman plays Robin Hood, who is now retired, I guess, and gets pulled back for one more mission type of a movie, it seems to be. He was living with a very quiet village that appears to be getting ransacked or something, Seven Samurai style. And through all the death that he's experienced, all the people he's killed, he's trying to leave a better life. He's tormented by all the violence that he's enacted, and it seems he's going to have to pick up that bow one more time. And I was kind of like, eh. And then I saw who the director was, and then I'm like, you know what? Okay, let's see how this goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was with you. Not an honorable mention for me because I was like, But then, if you're saying, but I will admit, I didn't look deeper into it to see who was directing it, so color me slightly intrigued now.
That's what pushed it onto my list, just because Sarnowski's in it. Though, you know what? I don't think I saw his other film, the one after Pig. Did I? Oh yeah, because he did one of the what's the one with the aliens hunt you from the sound? A Quiet Place.
Oh yeah.
He did the third one, which
is actually pretty good.
Catch up with.
It's pretty good. It's entertaining.
Okay.
All right. So my number 4 then is the next from Robert Eggers. He tackled vampires with Nosferatu, but now he's moving on to my favorite classic monster, the werewolf, with the Werewolf. I don't know anything other than that it's by Robert Eggers and it's about werewolves. So I'm in. I'm sold. I'm hoping I like it more than I like Nosferatu. Not that Nosferatu was bad, but I believe Lily Rose Depp is also going to be in this one.
It's almost all the same people, actually.
Yeah. So, I have to say, as a werewolf nerd, I am looking forward to it because we have a dearth of werewolf movies. I need more of them in my life.
Yeah, Matt is a werewolf. I'm a zombie guy, but Matt's a werewolf guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My number 3 then, July 17th, it is Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey with Matt Damon. Matt Damon. People still do that? He plays the titular Odyssey. And it's from what I understand, Matt, it's his return home from the battle after believing to have been killed. Listen, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had never read the Odyssey. I haven't read the Iliad.
Never?
No, we didn't have.
I had to read it like 3 times.
Wasn't assigned in high school. The one thing that I remember reading in high school that I was blown away by because I thought I was gonna hate it was Wuthering Heights. I loved that book. I hate Catcher in the Rye. Hate it. But I did like Great Gatsby. That was my favorite book, when I was a kid.
Yeah, I liked Great Gatsby a lot too. But I'll be interested to see how Nolan handles like the mythological aspects because the Iliad is the Trojan War, right? The Trojan horse, Achilles, all that stuff, very kind of grounded. The Odyssey, there's cyclopses, there's sirens, there's harpies. So like, I'm very curious to see how this all plays out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm excited though, so we'll see.
All right.
Well, let's check it out. What's that coming in? That's got to be like 4 hours, right?
There's no way. 3.5.
3.5? What do you say?
Yeah.
Big money, no whammies. Do we have a time yet? It does not appear so. It does not appear to be a time yet. Nope, not yet.
All right. Put a pin in it for later.
Okay.
All right. All right, my number 3 is what's looking more and more like what in the computer game industry we would call vaporware. They Follow, the sequel to my beloved It Follows. It's supposed to be out this year. They've been talking about it for a while. As Chris pointed out last show, the director has another movie that actually has a date that's supposed to come out this year, which does not bode well for this film. I've seen no trailers. I've seen no advertising other than it's supposed to be out sometime this year. So things aren't looking good, but I'm going to hold out hope just in case and put it as my number 3 because it belongs there if it actually does come out this year.
Yeah, that's why it's an honorable mention for me because I don't know if it's coming out. So David Robert Mitchell's Flowervale Street coming out August 14th. That's the other movie, which is an honorable mention for me as well. It's about a family. It's set in the 80s, which, that's the hook for me. They start to notice bizarre happenings in their neighborhood, and features Anne Hathaway and Ewan McGregor. So I am quite curious to see that as well. But yeah, I don't know what the hell is going on in that movie.
Yeah. I mean, Flowerville Station was my number 8, so I am excited for that as well.
Good times. My number 2 then is going to be the Christmas present that we're all looking forward to, which is something Matt mentioned, Werewolf from Robert Eggers. Like we said, basically the entire cast comes back. And I actually like Nosferatu, I think, a bit more than Matt did. It was one of those where I watched it, and it was, you can go back and listen to the show, but I was like, oh, that was good. That was good. And then just over the 3-4 days before we recorded the show that passed, it just stuck in my head. I could not get it out. And it ended up being one of my, if not my favorite film that year. That film, pardon the pun, haunted me. In fact, that's what the term was. A couple of years ago, I used it. I think I used that like 8 weeks in a row. I said something like haunted me, and Matt's like, you got to stop saying that. But yeah, so there you go, Matt. That's my where am I? I lost track of my thing because I was trying to look for
that was your number 2.
Numero dos.
Number 2. Numero dos. All right, so my number 2 then is I think it cracked the top 10 last time around for Chris, but it's the third entry in the Dune series, Dune Messiah. The last one that Villeneuve is contracted for. I'm excited to see this. This is actually based off of the second book. Really where it follows Paul's jihad across the universe with the Fremen. And kind of what that does to him, and shows that the chosen one is not necessarily a good thing to be, and does not a good person make if you're going to unite and rule the universe. It doesn't get super weird yet, although it gets a lot weirder than the last ones, which is saying something for Dune, but I'm very, very curious to see what Villeneuve does and to see this part of the story put on screen.
Matt, what are the odds that Dune 3 and Avengers Doomsday end up both coming out on December 18th, as they are currently planned to do?
So I know Disney's going to want a Christmas release, right? That's what they want. But if you're saying Dune already has IMAX locked up...
That's my understanding.
Yeah. I think Disney will have to blank. And I part of me wants to say that they're going to do the Disney thing where they're going to throw their weight around, right? But maybe they will be forced to adjust, and they'll either maybe push it back a week or two, make it truly closer to Christmas, or maybe they'll move it up to Thanksgiving, maybe. But that seems pretty unlikely.
Yeah, so according to the IMAX Reddit, that Dune 3 will keep all IMAX screens and not move from its December 18th release date.
Mm-hmm.
That's, wow. I just feel like Avengers is going to be a bigger film. Like, if you had to do like what are the odds that which is a bigger box office, I would think it'd be Avengers. But without those IMAX screenings, I'm not so sure now.
Yeah.
God, one of them's got a blink, I would imagine.
I mean, if WB has it's WB, right? That has Dune?
Yeah.
Yeah. If they have the contracts in hand, I mean, I don't see them blinking, right? I mean, I just don't. I mean, they have no reason to give up their IMAX screenings, right? And if they hold that trump card, sorry for using the T word, but I I can only see that Disney's going to have to flinch.
Yeah, it'd be really interesting to see. I'm curious, what else is coming out? So we knew Werewolf's coming out on Christmas Day. Is there anything else coming? No. I feel like that might be the move.
Yeah.
Is a shift a week later. Sorry to Robert Eggers, but I don't think Werewolf's going to have the wide appeal that the Avengers Doomsday is going to have. Though 23rd, though, is okay. Well, here's the problem. December 23rd, the Angry Birds movie 3 comes out. That'll get the kid vote. Right. December 11th is the next Jumanji film, which we currently have on the calendar, but I haven't seen a single Jumanji film. And I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. I'm kind of hoping something else gets to stick in after that instead of Jumanji 3.
You know what? I'm going to tell you this, Chris. The first Jumanji remake is actually an enjoyable film. You should watch it. Yeah. It's fun. Yeah. Second one's not bad either, but the first one's a lot better.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's going to be crazy to see what happens there. All right, my one.
Okay.
I don't understand Matt's thinking on this at all. And in fact, I would think it would make more sense for him to be higher on his list because I don't believe this is getting a theatrical release. I think this is going to be a Netflix film. But it's The Adventures of Cliff Booth. We have a David Fincher directed film written by Quentin Tarantino featuring the further adventures of Brad Pitt's character from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And the curiosity in me cannot be contained about seeing a QT written film directed by David Fincher. I'm kind of just 20-year-old Chris is geeking out about this. So, though I will say, out of all the characters that Quentin Tarantino has written, Cliff's probably on the outside of that, very low on my list of characters I'm excited to see. Like one, who I want to see in the movie, probably be The Bride.
Yeah. Yeah.
But in fact, I've been rewatching Kill Bill again. I'm firmly back in Kill Bill as my all-time favorite Tarantino film.
Oh yeah, that's where I'm at, definitely.
So I think I had kind of vacillated back and forth between that and Pulp Fiction, and every now and then Inglourious Basterds would sneak in. But no, Kill Bill is his magnum opus, particularly after seeing the whole bloody affair, which you still haven't seen, right? You didn't get a chance to see it.
I didn't get a chance to see it now.
Hopefully they'll get a digital and or physical media release, obviously, would be fantastic. But yeah, no. So Cliff Booth is my one. And there is Matt.
The reason Cliff Booth is not higher on my list, even though I love David Fincher, I love Quentin Tarantino, even though he's becoming a grumpy old man, and so is David Fincher to an extent. Don't
listen to anything Quentin Tarantino says about anything. Yeah. No. Just go watch his movies.
Yeah. But to Chris's point, not super invested in the character of Cliff Booth, and I have not been particularly impressed with David Fincher's Netflix outputs to date. So
that's a fair point.
Those two things are kind of a strike, and it's against it. So it just didn't make the list for me. But
what about even the Fassbender film where he plays the hitman?
The Killer?
Yeah. You liked that a lot, didn't you?
I did really like. You're right. I had forgotten about The Killer. I did like that a lot, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see, Chris. All right. Sure. Well, my number one then is Spider-Man: Brand New Day. I make no apologies that I'm a huge Spider-Man nerd. I love Spider-Man. I'm very excited to see what the next one is.
A little taper on the middle of your glasses there, nerd.
I mean, can you let me like things, Chris? Can you just let me enjoy my entertainment? So we'll see what happens. I mean, I have a feeling that they'll kill off Peter Parker, which will make me very sad, and they'll bring in Miles Morales, which I like, but he's still not my favorite Spider-Man because he's not the one I grew up with. But I'm there for his final adventure.
Fairly confident this is the beginning of another trilogy, Matt. I thought I read that.
See, I thought Holland was kind of on his way out, although Holland hasn't done great in his other box office roles, right? Although he's in the Odyssey, so we'll see how that works out for him. But I thought he was kind of starting to feel like he was done with the character. That's what I'd heard.
So supposedly there is, a new Tom Holland. This is Google AI. Screw you, Google AI. But I think there is a third trilogy. He's doing another trilogy here.
Oh, okay.
even if it doesn't work out, the rumor that I read where I wanted to jump off a building was that Villeneuve was considering him for James Bond.
Oh.
And I like Tom Holland. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
But
it's not James Bond.
No. James Bond, he doesn't have that sinister, even Moore could pull that off. I don't see Holland, who can be charming and then snap your neck if needed, or knock you off the top of a building, or whatever the case may be, blow you up with a poisonous pen, whatever the case may be, right? I just don't see it in Holland. Maybe I'll be wrong and we'll see a real stretch from him if that ends up being who he is cast as. I think we're supposed to know by the end of this year who the new Bond is, but it would be a mistake, I think, for Holland to be cast. I really hope that's not true. And that's just let's be honest, all these early discussions of who Bond's going to be typically is BS. So I'm still holding out hope for Aaron Taylor Johnson. My dark horse is Jack Rayner, but it may be somebody I've never really even heard of. So we'll see what happens.
What about Tom Hiddleston? Think he could do it? Think he could pull it off?
No, he's too wispy. I don't find him intimidating in any capacity. I just don't think he doesn't have that factor like Craig did, or Dalton, or of course Connery.
But then you throw in the Moore factor, who was not intimidating at all.
He was charming at all, but which one is it? For Your Eyes Only, or The Spy Who Loved Me? I can't remember. But there's one of them, a couple of them, where he is like when he kicks the car off the side of the cliff, or he's got feckish. He's got the top of the building and he's holding his tie and he slaps his hand off of his tie and the guy falls to his death. There's nothing. I don't know if any of them are as intense as Dalton was. Well, outside of Connery, but even then, Dalton was, I think, maybe even a little darker.
Yeah.
But no, I know. I don't like Hiddleston either. He's too old. How old is Tom Hiddleston? Tommy Boy is 44. Uh-oh. How old is Aaron Taylor Johnson?
Yeah, I was about to say, how old is Aaron Taylor Johnson?
35. That's perfect. You want him to be about 30? Early 30s? 35 solid. So, he's my guy. I'm hoping. And he can do it. He can do Sinister. So, all right, fine. Where are we? Is that it? Honorable mentions?
Yeah, so my honorable mentions, I already mentioned Evil Dead Burn. I Love Boosters, the new film from Boots Riley.
Yep.
Sci-fi comedy.
May 22nd.
The Dog Stars, the latest from Ridley Scott, based post-apocalyptic sci-fi thriller.
August
Very
28th.
good book. I enjoyed it. October by Jeremy Saulnier. I know next to nothing about it, but I will watch whatever Jeremy Saulnier puts out.
I have no idea what this is. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Me neither. I just know it's directed by Jeremy Saulnier, so.
I rewatched. I started to. I didn't get a chance to finish it. I started rewatching again. Was it Rebel Ridge?
Yeah.
God, that movie is so good. It gets better every time I watch it. A horror action thriller. Hello. A Halloween set horror action film. Oh, I'm getting giddy.
That sounds like it's right up our alley.
Now I feel bad. This should be in my top 10. How did I not know that this was coming out? Wow. All right, continue. Sorry.
And then I wasn't really looking forward to Digger at all, but it is by Alejandro Inarritu, right?
Yeah.
So that is somewhat interesting. So I'll give it a shot. And then there's something called Obsession, which is making the film festival rounds, about a music store employee who basically has a monkey's paw type situation with an item that he finds in his store, and it's supposed to be really, really good. It's got a lot of good buzz from the festival circuit, so I'm curious to check it out.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned before. One of my favorite horror genres is monkey paw films. So I'm really looking forward to that too. Anything Matt didn't say? Disclosure Day, the Spielberg film.
Yeah, that was in my bottom 5.
Okay, we talked about Send Help as well. You mentioned Digger. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come.
Oh yeah, I'm a big Samara Weaving stan. I enjoy her films.
And this one's got what's her name in it, which is plays her sister, which is like perfect casting. She's in what's her name? She's in everything too. All the
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I'm blanking on her name, which is a shame.
Catherine something or other, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why I can't pull it up. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for that one too. That's gonna be fun. And I have to do it. Catherine Newton. I had to know it because it was gonna drive me crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When I saw she was playing her younger sister, I was like, oh, that is absolutely perfect. And then Mother May I, the new David Lowery film featuring Anne Hathaway, comes out April 17th.
Mm-hmm.
And then Normal, also supposedly on April 17th, which is Ben Wheatley's new film, featuring Bob Odenkirk, who is just, again, in this John Wick mode. It's he's your new favorite ARP aged action hero in the tense thriller about a sheriff settling into his job in a small Minnesota town. After he begins investigating a bank robbery, the lawman stumbles in the middle of a vast criminal underground. Suddenly, the officer is under siege from a lot of locals who don't like strangers meddling in their less than legal affairs. And then finally, I'm just mentioning that this exists. It is not an honorable mention. I am not going to see it. Antoine Fuqua is directing a Michael Jackson biopic. I could not think of something. Part of me wants to make Matt watch it because he hates biopics. Neither of us are fans of Fuqua's work. And
as a child of the 80s, what don't we know about Michael Jackson at this point?
And it's not going to get to the other stuff. I can't imagine it will.
Yeah. I'm sure his estate wouldn't let him make the film if it was going to delve into that kind of stuff.
Exactly. Good times. All right, Matt, that's going to be it for this week. What film are you looking forward to in 2026? Shoot us an email at feedback@thefirstrun.com. Is it Mortal Kombat 2? How come we didn't mention The Mandalorian and Grogu?
Because it's not going to be good.
Also on the list, I have Super Troopers 3. I have not seen a single Super Trooper movie. I don't know if maybe we'll pull that at some point. How to Rob a Bank, I thought it looked pretty interesting. I just saw the trailer for that recently. The Social Reckoning we have on the list. Oh, God, I don't know about that one.
No, it's a big no for me. No Fincher, no Wani.
So there's a new Hunger Games movie. Greta Gerwig's doing a Narnia film, though. That'll be later this year.
I did see that. That's intriguing.
The Bride, it's coming up soon. How to Make a Killing, I saw a trailer for recently. That looked okay. Project Hail Mary, Ryan Reynolds. So charming. Not Ryan Reynolds, Ryan Gosling.
Get your Ryans right.
It's depressing. All right. Yeah, feedback@thefirstrun.com. Matt, what's next week on the big show?
Well, we're going to catch up with No Other Choice, which we didn't get to see this week. So hopefully it'll be around here in Podunk, Connecticut for my viewing pleasure. And then we're going to check out 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. So luckily, we're doing 2 films on Chris's week, which I like.
And we're going to be starting our top 10 films of 2025 countdown. We'll be doing 10 through 6 next week. Early buzz in 28 Years Later, The Bone Temple. I'm hearing rave reviews about this film.
Really?
So I'm really quite excited to check this out. In the meantime, you can check us out at thefirstrun.com. There's an archive of all the old shows, the report card, which now I'm going to basically have to update by next week so Matt can review all of his scores. And there's also find this little player there. Hit play. It'll start cycling through the shows. Matt, I have watched my great unwatched film, and I've started to kind of formulate my thoughts. So I think I'm actually going to get an episode of The Great Unwatched out, which I will be discussing. Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence, the film by Nagisa Yoshima. It's a David Bowie film. Well, he stars in it. A movie I have owned for, I think, 5 years and never watched. Well, now I have.
Okay.
The problem is my review of it is expanding in my head. Like, I don't want to just say, oh, it was good. I like the acting. I like the shots. I like this. I want to dive into it a bit as well.
Okay.
So, but I'm very excited about that. And check us out on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Blue Sky. Do a search for The First Run. Scroll. Eventually you'll find us. Head over to Apple Podcasts. Give us a review. It'll help other people find the show. And I think, Matt, that is going to be that. So we love you all very much. Please take care of yourselves. truly do what you need to do. Find that time, find that peace. And we hope to see you all soon. And take care, and we'll see you next week.
Maybe we're at war with Norway.